Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Today we will have a group reading for Twice and we will talk about 3 different topics. The first one is how is Twice currently doing. The second topic will be what's in store for their career this 2021, and the last section will be what advice does life have for Twice. And with that, I hope you all enjoy it and like it, as I am about to, dip my toe into a different group. We will start with the first one, as I mentioned. So let's see, how is Twice currently doing? I usually like to start with where everyone is right now to understand what situation they're in and how everyone's feeling and whatever space they are in. So the first card we have is the Moon. So right away I'm getting that Twice is in a state of, it's not focused. Is it focused now? I can't tell. Right now it's in a state of confusion. It's trying to, seems like all of Twice is trying to, I feel the whole, if I had the Moon card, it would be like energies running high or emotions are running high. That's kind of what I'm getting. So it feels like with the Moon, everyone is kind of like ending a cycle, or everyone's about to start going through a change. The Moon tells me that everyone is in the unknown or left in the dark almost. It feels like right now Twice is trying to understand the situation they're in. Seems like everyone is trying to figure out what path they'll want to take. We're getting a bunch of Major Arcana, so like this is like whatever it is that is going on with them, it's big. It's big changes, big or important. It's like a checkpoint in life, which usually checkpoints are like little things you put yourself to do in this lifetime to learn the lessons you have to learn and to go through the milestones or the paths that will help you benefit and grow as an individual. We have the 6 of Winter, the 3 of Winter. Let's see, what else am I getting? So it seems like everyone is trying to go through, like everyone is going through like difficult moments right now. And when I mean difficult, it's just not this uncertainty or this unknowns of like what's next or what's going to happen. Oh, not too bad. So I think I'm going to divide it with like, no, okay. We'll stay with that order of cards. So again, the Moon tells me that everyone right now Twice is going through a moment of uncertainty, a lot of like who knows what's going to happen next. We don't know what to expect from life. Everything is a little bit shaky. We don't know where we're going or where life is taking us. So there's a lot of like unknowns, a lot of I want to say darkness, but in this case it just means not seeing things clearly or not knowing what is the next step to take. But after that card we have the Chariot. So that tells me that whichever path Twice ends up taking, they will still be successful as a group. I don't know how that will affect each one individually, which we will see a little bit more in their individual readings, as well as we will see a little bit more in the next section, because I want to take out 1 card for each individual member to see how they will go through their career this year. So the Chariot tells me that whichever path Twice ends up taking, it will be successful regardless, and it will be I'm saying that because the word success is right there. I do feel that whatever energy they have right now is meant to help them grow as individuals, help them be a little bit more in touch with their emotions, also being a little bit going through like the mysteries of life, I guess you could put it that way. So it feels like it's like a normal thing that they have to go through, right? A period of not knowing what's next. But whichever path they take, it will be a good path, or it will be okay. Like it's just a learning experience, you could put it that way. It's not a punishment, it's not necessarily a reward, it's just learning. So it's just a path that they have to go through and experience. The next card that we have is the Star. So the song that I thought of right away was the I'm going to be a star. Hey. Anyway, So we have Pisces energy, we have Cancer energy. So that's a lot of water already, because then we have Aquarius and the sun, which is the sun, or Leo, I guess you could put it that way. So there's a lot of water energy, a lot of kind of like getting straight whatever emotions they have, or finally aligning whatever they feel or whatever thoughts they may have. But the star here, it tells me that again, whatever path of Twice is taking, it will be successful. And currently it seems like everyone is starting to think, okay, what do I want out of life? What am I wishing for? What am I aiming for? What are my goals? What achievements do I want to get out of life? So it feels like everyone is starting to go towards a path of aligning themselves emotionally, but also starting to see what they want to achieve in life. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to get in the way of their group work, and it doesn't mean that they all want to continue as a group, because this star tells me that it's more about what they're all wishing upon individually. So I do think that wants are more I guess afraid of what will happen because of the whole thing that's going on with God 7, or went on. I guess it already ended, I'm not too sure. But I do think that could be a factor as to why I'm feeling like this hesitation to put Twice as individuals. But fret not. Whatever it is that they want to do individually does not necessarily mean it will get in the way of their group work, and it doesn't mean they don't want to continue as a group. It's just that everyone wants to see how the group fits in their vision of life or their path in life. So let's say with some of them it will be very important, and for some others it will just be the path that will give them the tools they need for their life and whatever other goals they have in mind. Next, we have the Three of Winter reverse. I do feel that currently a lot of them are going through any difficulties or any pains that they have been encountering this past year. So of course last year was very difficult, and I do hope this upcoming year will be a bit brighter, but it doesn't mean it's going to be easier. I do think that this year is going to be a lot of changes and transformations that are going to be a little bit too quick for everyone. Like the pace is going to pick up from all of the stillness and silence that we got last year. So I do think that this Three of Winter reverse tells me that a lot of them have been healing themselves. A lot of them have been going through this period of understanding themselves better, of trying to heal anything that was bothering them last year. And because of that, many of them are still going through that transition of any difficulty they may have encountered last year. So like that, they can let go of all the baggage and enter the new year with a new perspective. Because after the Three of Winter reverse, which is the Three of Swords, we have the Six of Winter, which is the Six of Swords. And this card usually means leaving behind the turbulent waters, leaving back that ruckus and going more towards calmer, peaceful waters. So finally leaving those thoughts that were bothering them, the baggage of whatever was holding them back, and the group is moving more towards something a little bit happier, something a little bit calmer, something a bit more relaxing and satisfying. After that, we have the Eight of Autumn, which is the Eight of Pentacles. That tells me that many of them, so it seems like Twice went through like a period of difficulty of not knowing where to take things next. Then they started to take charge towards the new path and going towards their dreams, whatever it is that those goals were, healing anything they had to heal and let go of that baggage. And now they're more in this energy of being ready to get working, because this Eight of Pentacles is about, it could be a teacher-student type of thing, so learning something new or teaching others what you know. And in this case, it could also mean work. Someone that is working very hard physically to make something happen. So I do feel that this card being in between the Chariot and the Star, it kind of shows that whatever dream they're going forward and whatever path they decided to go through to achieve their dream, they're all working very hard to make that happen, to make that dream possible. And the last card that we have is the Sun reversed. So usually the Sun, reversed or not, is still very positive. So that tells me that it's reversed because right now Twice doesn't see the benefits and the rewards that they will get from all of this hard work. And this hard work, is their career, is their music, their comebacks, but it also feels like their inner work. So whatever spiritual stuff they've been doing, or whatever thing of getting to know themselves and their emotions and where they want to take things from now on. I feel that all of that has contributed to the optimistic outlook that life has for them. Like, I do feel that they may not see it yet because they're still going through those changes and through the process of getting those rewards, but soon enough, with the sun reverse, tells me that life has a lot of good things coming for Twice this year. And the fact that they've been going through those checkpoints, those things that they have to go through, is like they're doing well. They're not holding themselves back. They are getting rid of baggage, so that's good. They're traveling lighter, so that's allowing them to work harder because there's nothing holding them back. And I think that's a very good energy that they're in currently, of just working because they've done the inner work, so now they can physically manifest work as we know it. So I think that's a pretty clear situation for me. And now, understanding more of where I'm at with the group, let's go on to the second section, which is more about their career. Okay. So now let's go on to the second section, which is what does life have in store for Twice's career this 2021, or this year. Ooh, I'm gonna drop all those cards. There we go. So we have the Six of Swords reversed. My bad. The Six of Wands reversed. I was about to laugh and be like, the Six of Swords again, but no, I just read it wrong. My brain don't work right now. We have the Four of Wands reversed as well. We have the Six of Cups. So let's see. So I kind of already won clarifiers, funnily enough. Like, why is that Six of Wands reversed? We have the Four of Wands reversed as well. We have the Queen of Cups. So on one side, emotionally, seems like they're gonna be okay. The Six of Cups. Oh my god, it's so out of focus. I should probably not shuffle that close to the camera. So that one, we have the Six of Wands and the Four of Wands. So these two cards tell me that Twice is going to struggle a little bit with taking action. But emotionally, they're going to be okay because they have the Six of Cups. So, wait. We have the Lovers under the Six of Cups. We have the Knight of Swords under the Queen of Cups. Clarify the Four of Wands reversed. And see, clarify the Six of Wands reversed. I see. I'm just kind of like, huh. Okay, so let's just start with what we have right now. So we have the Six of Wands reversed. So usually the Six of Wands means someone that is successful, someone that feels accomplished, someone that feels happy and content, someone that is victorious in whatever endeavor, goal, fight, or battle they're going through, right? But the fact that it's reversed, it usually means that the energy is blocked or it's the opposite or whatever, right? So I did not want to say that in this year Twice is going to fail. I didn't want to say that. So I took out a clarifier, which is the Nine of Pentacles. So that actually tells me that as a group, many people may believe or think that Twice is not going to succeed, or they're not being as successful as they usually are, or like they've reached their peak and now they're going downhill. Like, I feel this year a lot of people are going to fret and worry a lot about Twice. But the clarifier that we have is a Nine of Pentacles. So that tells me that sacrifices are going to be made. And that sacrifice is that they're leaving the conventional side to start doing music. What do I mean by that? It feels like Twice is going to start entering a period of individuals finally succeeding, finally being in their paradise. So I do feel that individually Twice is going to finally take in a little bit more of action towards making their own music. And what I mean action in this case is that they're going to get a little bit more involved with the production of their music. I do feel that because of how things are going, Twice is going to start going towards a shift in their music that will, the sacrifices, some people are not going to like it and other people are going to love it, but this change is meant to satisfy the members and not the public. And because of that, many people will feel that this year Twice is not as popular as they usually are. They're failing as a group, they're going downhill. But in reality, it's because many of them are working and pushing towards being musically satisfied themselves. So this Nine of Pentacles is like a woman that is satisfied by themselves. A woman that can sustain themselves is usually a woman that is standing within her power and surrounded by her own paradise. So to me, it feels like some people are going to feel like, oh, Twice is failing, they're not successful anymore, they're out of their prime years or whatever, the golden era of Twice is over. But that's because Twice is going to start doing something new that is satisfying themselves. And because of that, many people, the sacrifice is that not everyone's going to like it, because it's a change, it's different. And with that, what usually happens is that you have to leave behind whoever does not want to come with you. And I think Twice is going through that transformation right now, or this year they're going to go through that, which, depending on what boat you're in, it's good or bad. If you don't like the change that they're doing, it's bad. But if you do like the change that they're doing, it's just lovely and beautiful. So I mean, that comes down to perspective. The next two cards that we have is the Four of Wands reversed, clarified by the High Priestess reversed. So it makes sense. That's all I'm going to say. So the Four of Wands usually means someone that is stable and at home. But the fact that it's reversed tells me that there's this shaky ground or this instability that is going to get in the way of them moving forward or start taking action. Because usually the Four of Wands is followed by the Five of Wands, and that's conflict and change. So I do feel that this year is going to be a little bit difficult for Twice because they're not stable or grounded in what it's familiar to them, and because of that, it's going to be very difficult for them to go through a change or to try that new thing, right? But what's clarifying the Four of Wands is the High Priestess reverse. So that means that what is the issue that is not making Twice feel stable and comfortable is a High Priestess reverse, which means someone that is in their divine power, someone that is themselves, sincere, genuine, and almighty powerful. And what I mean almighty powerful in this case is someone that is confident, someone that loves themselves, someone that is emotionally stable and spiritually balanced as well. So the High Priestess is ruled by the moon, and the moon is all about emotions, his Cancer energy, I guess you could say. So that tells me that many of them don't feel stable within the home of their own bodies, I guess you could say. And when I mean their own bodies, I don't mean like, oh, they're having self-esteem issues physically. It's more of like they're not at home within themselves. They don't feel satisfied with who they are as individuals, or they don't feel satisfied with what they have been accomplishing, or they may feel like they're losing themselves, if that makes sense. So it seems like this year in Twice career, it feels like many of them are going through this very important change because they're starting to feel like they're losing themselves, or they're losing their vision or what they wanted to do. And because of that, it's going to start changing the sound of Twice. So yeah, it's going to affect their career. And I think that if it's to show who they truly are and what they truly want to do in life, it is good. But again, if it's not what people are coming for, it's not going to be satisfying for everyone. Next, we have the Six of Cups and the Lovers. So I do feel that romance is going to be something important for Twice. So the Six of Cups, I was like, depending on what card we get underneath, we'll know what this is all about. So the Six of Cups, it's about childhood. I see that card about like children, but I don't think any children are going to be involved with Twice necessarily. Yeah, I don't think anyone's going to get pregnant this year. That's what I'm saying. I do feel that the Six of Cups was about healing their inner child wounds. So finally finding themselves, finally loving themselves, finally getting rid of any past difficulties or any past changes, or I want to say traumas, but that doesn't necessarily mean anyone went through anything too tragic, but it means that anyone could have gone through something so difficult that it's affecting them till this day, if that makes sense. It doesn't have to be anything too bad. It could be something as simple as feeling like they don't complete anything or ever achieve anything that they're satisfied with. And if that's the case, it's nothing too heavy. It's just something that they carry with them since they were young or since they were a child, and because of that they have to heal it now. And I feel that many of them are going to be able to heal that through connections with other people, and in this case the Lovers could mean new opportunities in their career. It could be new opportunities in relationships with other people, and it doesn't all have to be romantic. I do feel that with some of them will be romantic partners that are going to help them heal that inner child and heal that inner side of themselves, to be finally turn the High Priestess upright. But to others it also feels like friendships is going to be very important, family is going to be important. So the Lovers is all about communication. So in the Six of Cups, all I'm getting is connections. So I do feel that their career is going to also be impacted by the connections they have with other people, because it's going to help them all heal individually, and that will benefit twice, because I feel this Nine of Pentacles is going to be there physically materializing good stuff for themselves individually. The High Priestess is going to turn upright because everyone's working in healing themselves, right? And next we have the Queen of Cups. So I do feel that there's this thing about twice having to align the feminine energy they have of themselves, being okay with it, being happy with it. And we have 2 Gemini energy, so that tells me that there's this whole thing about communicating how they feel to themselves. They don't have to say this to the public. This is about themselves. This is all about them as individual and what that means to the group and to their careers and how all of that fits with their life. So I do think that this is a very important year for twice as individuals. So like, where do they want to take the group? Where do they want to take their career? Like, all of that is important to them. And this Queen of Cups that we have right here, it feels like many of them are going to continue bringing in attention to themselves, are going to continue succeeding, as a group, because they're doing the work, I guess, if you want to put it that way, of feeling confident and working through their emotions and like organizing them in a way where they feel stable, grounded, and everything. But to clarify the Queen of Cups, we have the Knight of Swords reversed. So that tells me that many of them are going to slow down a little bit, or are going to start taking actions slowly, or many of them are going to maybe struggle a little bit with communicating to other people how lovely they are, how they have become women, how they have become who they truly want to be. Because I feel that in their career is very important, who they see themselves as and the connections that they have around them, because that will determine how they're going to go through with their music and how they will like the energy they're going to put into twice as a group, right? So I will take out cards for each member to see how their career is going to look like this year, and we'll see how that goes, because I do think that this is about all of them working individually to create a new twice, if that makes sense. And with that, I will go on with all of the individual things we have for everyone. So I think I'll go by age order. I say I think because I'm not too sure what the age order is. So wish me luck. So we'll start with We'll start with Yihyo, because she's a leader. The leader. So we have Yihyo. What does life have in store for her career? Nayeon and her career. Oh shoot. Young and her career. Let's see who's next. Momo? Yeah. Momo's career for this year. Let's see, Sana's career for this year. What does life have in store for Sana's career this 2021? Let's see. Remove them a little bit. Let's see what life has in store for Mina's career this 2021. You have a spider. Interesting. Okay. Let me see the age order after Mina. Okay, Dahyun. Let's see what's in store for Dahyun. I should probably speak a bit louder, right? You know, I haven't done the individual readings for Twice, so I still don't really know how to pronounce their names. The other room. And Tsuyu. Oh my. Oh. So, we have a bat once again. Okay, so let's see where everyone's at. So, what life has in store for Yihyo's career this 2021, we have the fish. So that tells me that this year, Yihyo is going to be one of the people that are going to go through their emotions to try to understand herself a little bit better. Seems like she's going to start swimming towards the subconscious side of herself and go all the way through to reach that light, to finally root who she truly is go from her subconscious to her conscious side. So go from the inner part of herself and start showing that and expressing that into the real world, into the physical world. So I do think that this year life is going to have Yihyo going through a period of understanding herself a bit better and finally showing that emotional side of herself or through her work. So we're going to start seeing, like, I guess, a more, not necessarily emotional in the sense of like a crybaby, but more like someone that is able to express and use her career, her singing, and her work as a way to express how she feels, to express her emotions. So I do think that this year Jihyo is going to be very successful in showing that side of herself, or bringing hope to other people, or helping other people connect to their emotions. So whatever she sings, whatever she works on and through, is going to be very beneficial to other people to understand themselves, and it's going to help her understand herself as well. Next we have Nayeon, and she has the peacock, so that tells me that there's going to be a lot of attention going for her, or she's going to get a lot of ideas that will bring attention towards her. And what I mean by that is whatever projects she has, whatever schedules she has for her career, she's going to be very intuitive, or she's going to be very smart in being able to be the variety show, or having the right ideas, the right comments, the right words that will have people looking at her. And I mean it in a good way, because the peacock has like eyes, and it always is like the center of attention. So I do feel that a lot of people are going to look at her and see her variety skills. So whatever entertainment she has to offer, people will enjoy it, I feel. And I think it comes from a good place. I think it comes from someone that is having fun, and because of that, it spreads to other people seeing how much fun she's having, and because of that, they're having fun as well. And I think Nayeon has a very good way of expressing that. And because of that, I do think that in her career, a lot of people are going to be having fun with her because of the fun that she's bringing to her own life, if you want to put it that way. So if anything, I think variety shows are going to be very good for Nayeon in her career this year. The next person that we have is Young, and I know that she's been out for a while, but the crow, to me, it feels like it's an animal that guides you through those very difficult moments in life. It's the one that guides you towards all of that darkness. So as I mentioned with the moon that we got earlier in the earlier section, is the whole thing of like not knowing where to go, not knowing where life is taking you, or what path to take. So I do feel that she may be in that energy right now of not knowing where to go or where to take herself towards. But the crow shows that she is being divinely guided, and even though right now it's a difficult moment for her, or it could be very difficult for her, it's something that she has to go through, and it's something that she's not going through alone. Maybe she's physically on her own, I guess you could say. Like maybe she has to be in that hermit mode of like isolating herself and getting to know who she truly is. And what I mean truly is like what she desires in life, what motivates her, what gives her the strength to move forward, and all of that. But that crow tells me that she's divinely guided. And what I mean divinely is that if she listens to her gut feeling, she'll see that everything's going a bit smooth. Like it will go smoother. It will go along smoothly, or like she will go towards a path that is less bumpy, towards, even if she doesn't know where she's going and what path she's taking. If she trusts her gut feeling, she will be going towards the right direction, or she will end up in the place that she wants to end up. And this crow has like this sphere of green, yellow, red, and orange. So that means that right now life is working with her, or I do feel that her career is going to benefit from this experience that she has been going through. And I do feel that the heart chakra, the solar plexus, the sacral, and the root are all aligning themselves again. So she will be a lot more grounded, a lot more motivated, happy, optimistic, and very sincere as well. So I do feel that this crow is right now guiding her towards a path, even if she doesn't know where she's going or what's going around her environment. It's a path that is going to end up in a more confident self, a happier one, and a more passionate one that is super grounded to know where to go next. So I do feel that this year is going to be very good for Young. So if anything, the difficulties that she may have encountered last year are slowly moving towards calmer waters and moving towards something a lot happier and better for her. Next, we have Momo with the black egg. So I do feel that out of everyone, Momo's gonna go to something kind of big this year, and I don't mean it in a bad way, because this black egg to me tells me that she's going through a period of being able to bring those important messages to people, if that makes sense. I don't know if she's conscious about what she's doing necessarily, but I do feel that she's grounding whatever thoughts she has, whatever feelings she has, and whatever, I guess, spiritual messages she's getting. And what I mean by that is that in her career, we're all going to start seeing like the depth of her work, if that makes sense. And I'm getting this whole thing of like an egg is brewing. What the? I'm not too. Right now, my brain is a little bit too tired, so I'm not too sure if I'm using the right words to express what I want to say. But to me, it feels like Momo is right now currently just going through the flow of life and slowly I'm thinking of food for whatever reason, like seasoning, putting it in low, whatever. Like it feels like she's slowly understanding life, or slowly observing information and skills and time and whatever she needs to hatch a beautiful idea, something that is very important, or something that life will use to their favor. And what I mean to their favor is kind of like she's gonna be like a messenger of something that is important, something good, something that is going to be similar to Jihyo in that sense, like helping people see the beautiful things around them, even if they're going through a difficult time, or being able to send that message of how to get rid of all those difficult things and focusing on the good. So that's kind of what I'm getting, like almost like an enlightenment type of period. So I do think that this year Momo will use her career and her work as a channel to message something beautiful like that. But I do think it's going to take some time. It's not going to be done overnight. It's going to take some time for everything to plan out perfectly, and for the planets and energies to align currently to whatever message that has to go through. Okay, next person. Next we have Sana, and we have the horse. So this is a grounded energy, which I haven't seen so far in my readings. And when I mean my readings, I mean like the one I recorded before this one. So we have the horse, so that tells me that this year Sana's going to be moving fast. She's going to be very grounded, and she's going to look more beautiful than ever. I do feel that this horse is kind of showing the power and strength that she has. It almost feels like a tank. And when I mean a tank, I'm thinking of gamers. You know, the tank is usually the character that has a lot of health, so they're the ones that are like on the front lines, taking all the blows and all the hits like of the enemies, but they're pushing the team forward. So I have a feeling that that's what Sana's gonna be this 2021. She's going to be like the rock or the support that the group needs to continue moving forward. And since it's grounded, it's like someone that's quickly moving forward, but each step that she's taking is grounded and calculated, and it's like everything is in order. Like she's not taking reckless bursts of action towards anything. She is taking as long as she has to take, but it's quick anyway, but it's not careless or reckless. She's still taking things very seriously, and because of that, I think that she's the strength and the rock that everyone needs right now for support and for motivation as well. So I do think that right now Sana is going to be that confident woman that is going to guide the group forward in their career by just pure example. Like she's just doing her own thing, being herself, and that is motivating everybody else to stay stable, if you want to put it that way. Next, I will go on to Mina, which we have the spider and all the colors in the rainbow. So that tells me that this year Mina's gonna be delicate, elegant, feminine. I'm getting all of these beautiful words. And light, I guess you could say. So her energy is not gonna go too heavy. So if anyone has any fears of her having to take some time off again because of anxiety, do not fret, do not fear. I do feel that this year she's going to take things one step at a time. She's going to take her time to move forward. She's going at her own pace. It also feels like she's weaving a web, and to me that's sounding more like she's working towards something or making something that will be beneficial for the group or for herself. Like she's making those dreams come true, connecting with the people that she has to connect, or connecting or getting those resources, if you want to put it that way, or building those bridges that are necessary for what has to be done, and seeing and to ground them, right? So it's kind of like she's like this little thing that is slowly working to make something very big. It's connecting the people that have to come together. It's like bringing to earth all of the dreams that have to come true, or all the ideas, because this is earth energy. So it feels like it's very grounded. It's someone that is taking their time, and it's someone that is constantly balanced. So right now she is in the energy of nothing, and when I mean the energy of nothing, is just existing and just being alive, if you want to put it that way. So it's someone that is not living in the past or in the future, but it's in the present. And when you're living in the present with no baggage at all, it feels like nothing. Like you just are. It's just the essence of the self. That's kind of what I'm getting, right? But with Mina, I'm getting that this is all subconscious work, because every time it's dark, to me, it's how I connect to my subconscious side, and that's usually where I'm working from when I do my my tarot readings. So to me, it feels like she's working at that type of level, connecting everyone and weaving that web, and that's going to be very beneficial to her career. So I'm getting that with Mina this year, she's going to bring forward a lot of people that are going to help her with her career and what she wants to go through and do this year. Next, we have Dahyun, and we have the raccoon. So the raccoon is the card that I usually see as myself. So with her, I feel that right now she is working in knowing who she truly is and what is her brand, if that makes sense. So it feels like she's trying to see if what she's doing right now, like if the group is just a mask to not show who she truly is, or if it's a mask that's holding her back, or if the group is just like that path or that stepping stone to show who she truly is. So that's kind of what I'm getting right now. Like it feels like this year she's one of the people that is trying to understand where she stands, or where she wants to go. Like it feels like this year is going to be a period where she's going very deep within herself and finally grounding how she feels and grounding the ideas and rooting her feet on the ground and understanding where she wants to go next. But I also feel like this year is going to be like, I feel like this Nine of Pentacles represents her. Someone that is starting to push more her musical agenda, trying to push towards more of using music to express who she truly is. And that will show a different version of herself that is very distinct and different from what the group is whatever the image the group has for the public. So I think it's not going to be a very difficult year for her, as much as it's going to be more of a learning experience to see who she is and who she deeply, kind of connecting to her deeper self. Next, we have Chaeyoung, and with her, I feel that we have the bat again. So let me see what I'm getting. We have air, ideas, but how does it feel like for her? It feels, the word that I'm getting is ignoring guidance or ignoring the light, if that makes sense, because the bat is flying away from the moon, so it feels like she is purposely going away from the guidance that life is bringing her, or it feels like in her career she's doing whatever it is that she wants. So I guess going through like this rebellious period of I do what I want, I am who I am, and all of that, and she's walking away from like the tools and the guidance that life is giving her. And I'm not necessarily saying it's bad, because whichever path she takes, even if it's going towards the path life has set up for her, or going away from that, it's still okay. She's just making it more difficult on herself this year, which there's nothing wrong with that, because either way is going to be a learning experience that she will have to go through, right? We all have that free will, and because of that we can do what we want, and there are consequences to those actions, of course. Like, we're making it easier on ourselves or we're not. And I feel that in this year she's kind of going against what life has prepared for her, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just simply she's just making it difficult on herself. And in her career, I feel that it's not really going to affect the image people have of her within the group. As a member of Twice, it's not going to affect it at all, as much as she will have she's just creating a lot of discomfort on her own and for herself. So nothing too bad for, I guess, the fans, if you want to put it that way. But if she continues going through, I guess, against what the comfort zone that life has created for her, she's just making it hard on herself for no reason. I guess you could put it that way. Nothing bad. It's just, we're just humans. The next person that we have is Tsuyu, and we have the Swan. So I'm getting that she's reflecting a lot this year. I feel like this year is going to be a transformation. She's going to become a lot more beautiful, and I don't mean this physically. I feel like she's going to start showing a new side of herself. She's going to start showing something a lot prettier, a lot lighter. And what I mean lighter is that maybe she's going to communicate a bit more, or she's going to, because we have a lot of blue and then there's a little bit of green, so she's going to start communicating how she feels, what she thinks. She's going to start expressing those sides of herself, and that yellow tells me that she's going to do it with growing confidence. So I think this is very good for her career. A lot of people are going to start seeing this new side of herself that is very confident, powerful, and filled with light, and she's going to be able to express how she feels from very deep inside and out to the public, which I think is very beautiful and very clear, actually. So with that, I will leave that there and go on to the last section. Let's get on with the last part and see what advice life has for Twice in this 2021. Let's see what we have in store for them. Let's see what advice there is. I'll take those. So we have Butterfly Spirit, transformation is beautiful, which seems to be like the main theme, like the main thing everyone is going through this year, trying to find themselves a little bit better, to see if Twice as a group is what they're aiming for in life, and if that's one of their goals, or how that works, what role it plays in their life. Then we have the Owl Spirit, which is You See Clearly, which again kind of goes very hand in hand with this Butterfly Spirit when they're transforming and becoming their true authentic selves, they're balancing themselves, they're understanding themselves, and with that they're starting to see clearly, in the sense of they're finally understanding what path they want to take, with what view they want to go through, and also they're understanding a little bit better how they're going to go through with life. Even if at first we had the moon card, which means that they had a lot of unknowns and mysteries and not really knowing where they were going. Next, we have the wolf spirit, which is turn knowledge into wisdom, which again goes very well with the owl. To me, the owl represents that. It represents wisdom. And when you have turned knowledge into wisdom, it's kind of like go from that Gemini energy to Sagittarius energy. So it's going from getting the skills that you know and finally putting purpose into them, and that's like the higher knowledge that you're reaching. You're going from common normal information, knowing fun facts, to finally thinking critically and seeing for yourself, okay, what purpose does this play in my life? How do I think of this? And trying to put your own opinion and views into what you already know and working together towards that. So it's kind of like making a stronger argument to who you are and what views you have in life. And that's what I think is the advice for the Twice members. This moment for them to get to know themselves better at a very deeper level, and that's turning that knowledge into wisdom. So going from, okay, these are the skills I'm good at, and finally looking deeper and see how they can use those skills to go towards goals and purpose and life purpose activities. I guess you could call it that. Next, we have the lizard spirit, dream the world into being, which I believe is this whole idea of, if there's a goal you have in mind, transform yourself, adapt yourself, and learn the skills to become better. So this whole thing of turning knowledge into wisdom is finally working together or going on your own path for the improvement of the group. It also feels like going through constant changes with this butterfly, and it feels like dream the world into being is you're going to continue going through the very different transformations to finally be in the state that they want to be and in the world they were aiming for and looking for. Next, we have the hawk spirit, which is let spirit be your guide, which I think goes very well with this I don't know where to put it. So we have another bird, so I think birds could be a symbolic way of Twice to know that they're on the right path. It could also mean that life is trying to tell them follow your heart, because this is all green, so it's like follow your heart and express yourself clearly so we can help you. And when I mean we, I mean life, like bringing you the right people, or making sure you understand the situation you're in, or making sure you go through the situations you have to go through, and all of that. Next, we have the reclaim your power, which I think goes very well with the transformations and dream the world into being. If all of the members were to follow the advice of being their true authentic selves and understanding who they are and where they want to go, they will be able to reach a part where the world is finally how they wish for it to be, or to finally live the life that they want to live and they aim to be living in. So I do feel that reclaim your power is a way of them finally finding stability and working with their gut feeling and their spiritual side, which in this case doesn't mean like, oh, let me get into a religious phase. It's more like just understanding that there's letting things that are out of their control and out of their power to just flow like they have to, and then they work with what they have and kind of feed off from each other, right? You work with what life has to bring, and you bring life your skills to go on with it. And here we have the wasp spirit. Sometimes life stinks, and that goes with the hawk spirit of let spirit be your guide. So the very first card that we got was the moon card, which tells me that maybe at the moment they may be going through a period which is very difficult, or they don't know where they're going or where life is taking them or how things are going to end up looking or what path to take. However, if they follow their heart and they're authentic to themselves, they're true to themselves, true to their word, and just go and just trust that they will end up where they want to end up, you know, the whole thing of dream the world into being, With the wasp spirit, I'm getting that the whole thing of sometimes life stinks. It kind of goes with the moon card of the whole idea that they don't know where they're going or where life is taking them. So that's a difficult thing, right? Not knowing what life has to bring or what's next. And the whole thing of them being their authentic selves and doing what they want to do is like the path or the light that's going to guide them through all of those difficulties. Because it doesn't matter where they end up going or what path they take. They can trust that it's going to be emotionally fulfilling, and that's like the whole point. Next, we have the stag spirit, which is take the lead. So by taking the lead, I feel that is trust in yourself. This whole idea of reclaiming your power, your dreams is going to come true. Even if things are difficult, follow your heart and turn your skills into a tool that you can use for your dreams to come true. You will be able to see things clearly if you follow that heart space, right? So that's kind of what I'm getting with Twice. The whole idea of you will transform and become beautiful individuals. Just make sure that you're following your heart and use that as the guiding light towards all of this darkness, all of these changes in environment, all of these unknown paths. And just trust that wherever you're going, whatever you're doing is leading you to the vision they have of themselves or whatever goal they have in mind. So that's kind of like what I'm getting for Twice. That's like their advice. Just trust that working on themselves is getting them where they want to end up in. So with that, I'll leave that there. I think that's a pretty clear message, I guess you could say. I mentioned the birds could be important, like important symbolism for some of them. So if they ever watch this, keep that in mind. And with that, I will leave you guys with this video, I guess, and look forward to the individual readings for Twice. I am planning to work on those because I am intrigued with what each individual one has to offer, I guess. And let me see, anything else. I hope you enjoyed and liked this video. See you guys on the next one. Love and healing for my part to you. And yeah, bye.